we start our endeavor into rebuilding a GM HEI or whatever it is, high energy 1978 305 that I think was in an El Camino, or I might be imagining that. Anyway, make a wish. I don't wish I had more pickles. So, hi Jack. My friend Jack designs the labels for these things. But anyway, I had some of this thermal paste, and I'm going to use this. I've been doing my studying. Those ignition systems from the mid-70s to the mid-90s are so prolific and popular, and they're all over YouTube. So I mean, my video may not be so so added to information, but it's going to be some. But we're going to be working on Daphne, and she's a 57 GMC 100. But you're supposed to use thermal paste on the little controller, and I bought a couple of these because I was working on my computer over there, and when you take it apart to clean the fan, you're supposed to change the thermal paste and all that, and it was one time out of pain. Getting that screen off that computer is hard business. Those magnets really mean it, and you got to be careful with that. So let's get down there, and I'll show you the parts here in a second. All right, Dad's going to get the big tune-up of the day. I showed it a little bit on the previous video, but this is the kit that I got. I hope it works. Looks like it. I just remember something. Well, I'll just look under here in a minute. And I need to bring my workstation over here, don't I? And don't put this stuff too high. You don't want to drop and crack anything. You know the old story about the cracked distributor caps. They get graphite stripes in them, and then they get kind of shorted out on you. Okay, this is a 1978 305. I looked at the casting numbers a long time ago, and there's our target back there, and it looks like I made the right choice. I think I came down here and looked. But the thing that you need here is your little stand. Let me go get my stand. All right, I've got the air cleaner off and covered. I've blown the dirt out from there. I've got everything numbered. I'm going to take the distributor out, of course. That's the best way to do her. I just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a circle. And I'm probably going to change these spark plug wires. The spark plugs I did not long ago, so I'm not going to mess with those. But I'm just starting to get a little weary. Oops. I'm starting to get a little weary about this controller and the coil and everything. It's been in here a long time. I'm just afraid it's going to burn out. So I've got everything numbered. I'm probably going to make my spark plug wires from scratch like I always do. I won't tell you what I use. I use new spark plug wire. You can make your call on that. Old cars, you can use solid wire. You shouldn't. I think it's an FCC regulation that you can't use solid core wire, so try not to do that. Just get the best wires you can. You can just get a wire kit. Just get a good one. We might have the fun of ohming these out too. See if any of them are dead. I've seen that happen on these HEIs. And so here's the layout. Here's the coil, and it's got a little cover. And there's the instructions. I'm going to read through those. I'm familiar enough with these. I've done this enough times, but it's better to read everything every time. Nice cap. Everything's got some gravity to it. This apparently is an adjustable, I guess because of those slots right there. Vacuum advance. There is this. There's where you need to put your goo. This is the goo thermal paste. And there's the cleaner for that. And there's your other electronic parts. So let's get this distributor out of here. And I need to make a excuse me. Need to make a notation that it is the nose of it is cocked back a few degrees that way. She runs so good, I don't see any reason in even checking the timing. So she's just a few degrees this way off of 180. sideways. It just looks like that. Just mark it like that. I tell you, a good thing to do might just be marked back there where that, here, I'll show you what I mean. You don't need to make marks on the base of the distributor if you can do. I just marked back there the top of that particular sparking wire to the firewall. That ought to be good enough. Well, let's see if we can get this thing out of here. This is always a chore, and guess I could check the oil and everything too. But I blew out down there pretty good, so I don't think I'm going to have any trouble. Probably the thing to do would be take the clamp off and then blow it again. I'm ready to go. Got her right here, because you're going to be knocking some stuff loose. Just don't want junk going down in the distributor hole. Well, I'm working on it. I was in here March of 2016, so boy, those screws were pretty ugly. There's your. Let's go look at the. Now this one has an extra wire. I think it has an earthing wire, but let's figure that out. The directions will tell me. So, what do you know? So, I've got. Let's take a look at the wiring. So I didn't remember doing this. Of course, who remembers much from 2016? So your let me go this way. Your power wire, your ignition power wire, goes there, and then let's pushing that out. So it's yellow, red. It's yellow. I'm getting ready to do some surgery here. So it's yellow, black, red ignition wire here. So okay, yellow, black, red ignition wire. Yellow, black, red ignition. Okay, let's get this cap out of here. And I got to make a note of where the rotor is too. So let's take a look at things. Look at where the wires are coming out. They're almost at 6 o'clock, 5:45. The vacuum advance is pointing, let's see, right to that bracket, and we've got maybe the rotor going right at about 4 o'clock. So let's just take a real good, careful look at that and compare it to where when I put it back in. So, okay, let's see if we can get that sucker out of there. Oh, man. It's hard hanging over this motor. It's so down deep in there. That is one tight fit back there. Let's see if I can get it. Okay. There you go. There you go. There's the seal and everything. So there it is. That distributor, I don't know where the flipping that. There it is. My little stool is. So there it is. I might not have another one of these seals in my Pontiac stuff. So oil looks pretty good. Let's just put this down right here. See if I can find a good place full of wood dust. And let's try to preserve this. I might can just cut another one out if need be. Boy, that thing is crispy, crunchy too, boy. That thing is very brittle. I think these are probably a penny. Yeah, that one's probably going to need to be remade. The teeth look pretty good. There's not a terrible amount of play in that. It's okay. I know it sounds worse than it is. It's just a little bit. There's a little play in these. So she was in there like this. I don't see any. I think there's that middle contact might be a little burnt. I think that might be part of the problem why you have an extra grounding wire, because that grounding wire seems to suffer. So let's go over here now. All right, so get your quarter drive and take the rotor off. That tip is a little crispy crunchy there. Not terrible.
I don't think that coil's going to fall out of there. Those are a little crunchy too. They got little burn marks on them. Looks like the timing's real good. So let's put this down. And it comes with, look at that, you can see some carbon there. Let's look at that. Yeah, the middle piece of carbon's kind of flat. All of this stuff will strand you. Most all of it anyway. So let's take, ooh, that was very loose. So this is your ignition module, which is in a pretty crummy place when you think it all over. Let's see if there was any paste on this thing. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Oh yeah, you got to remember too, these babies are keyed, so you can. I guess you could put them in the wrong way, but it's. Oh, I'm sorry, doing it wrong. See, there's a key right there, little slot. That slot goes right there, and that looks to be a little bit wobbled around there a little bit, but that's the way. You can tell by the way that works. You can tell by the way it walks. Okay, and then that pops out. Look at that. There's what I was hoping was there, and that's probably the reason it lasted so long. So I did the right thing back in 16 by putting a little grease there. So let's put that over there. Don't drop any of this stuff if you can help it. But you can get that off, and you're going to bend that a little bit. Just bend it back. Yep, that one's not bad. Now, these springs do tend to break because they get corroded. And if they don't break, there's one right there. And these seem to be the same. Sometimes you'll find them to be a little different. It's almost like Uncle Tony's garage, isn't it? There's little C-clips. I'm going to have to be careful with that. And so what you can do is you can get a little magnet like this and kind of cup your hand around this thing like that. So when you go to take these little circlips out of here, do something to try to keep it from popping too far. I got that little E-clip off, and there it is on a magnet. So just put it somewhere real special right there. So that's the way you do that. It's not exactly impossible to do. It seems a little daunting that you're going to lose them, and that's a possibility. But once you get it a little bit, you can get your there you go. See, got that one off, maybe even in frame. So just use the magnet to hold both of them and put them on something, and then you can remove these. Let's see, I think there might be some. Is there a little washer down in there too? Yeah, see, there's a little washer there too. Oh boy, she jumped off for some reason. I wonder what made it do that. So save the washer. Now another important thing to do. There goes that weight, and there goes that. So you got to kind of look at the angles here. So you can see there's an angle cut into this piece, and it has little circlips too. Okay, well let's do all that, and then we'll look at it in a second. I just found something very interesting. This stud right here, I don't think it makes a terrible amount of difference. But this stud right here that holds that part of the advance mechanism is broken out of there. So I'll have to see about getting something to fix that. Okay, so that's about all the disassembly we want to do. I don't know if I want to put this down in a cleaner. It feels pretty good. But the other thing I got to check for now is right here. Boy, that's tight. So there's nothing wrong with the bushing in this thing. It's got a little up and down, but it don't got no side to side, and I'm happier it doesn't have any side to side. If so, these distributors are not expensive. There's a million kinds of them, or you can rebush this one. It's whatever floats your boat there. So that's probably, I think just some brake clean is going to be all I do here. I don't think I'm going to dunk this thing with that magnetic wheel in there, and just inspect it, visually inspect, and it's just fine. Okay. I hope you noticed that taking apart of the distributor was highly edited for time saving. Well, we have pulled the first spark plug off that I'm going to pull off. It doesn't matter which one it is. And I'm going to make these. I'm going to make some new ones. I got 11.1 ohms on that, and this is a long, laborious task. Takes a special tool and a special amount of patience and all that kind of stuff. And I realized that this is 8mm, and I realized that this is 7mm, and I don't care. So it takes real sharp knives and real special tools. I'll make the first one and show you what it turns out to be like. The button ones go on the distributor end, and these go on the spark plug end. I'm going to pull a spark plug too and look at it. They're $2 each, but you know, on this thing, you got to take the exhaust manifolds or the exhaust headers. This has headers loose to get them all done, and I feel like I just did that. Let's pull one out and look at it though, just for fun. Whoa! My first carpenter bee, he's after me. He says, I remember all my friends you killed last year. I'm gonna get you. Well, I stand corrected. It's a rockauto.com. Whoa! Those look terrible. Oh my, I guess I don't take it out on the highway and blast it out. Of course, you know the old adage, you never take a vehicle on a road that was made after the car. All right, CR43TS. Unbelievable. It could be because of the distributor being somewhat weak too, but look at that. I'm not surprised that it's kind of rusty. Oh, I don't even know if I'm not surprised that it's kind of rusty, because she does sometimes sit out here and you get some light dewy cherry out there. So let's order up a set of those. I'm going to go up and do that right now. So try to get in as early as I can. Silly me. Okay, let's go over here and I'll show you the. Everybody wants me when I get busy. Let's see who texted me. That's my text. I like the little creepy, chirpy things. Let's see if I can find those. I have this tool right here, and right there, you see where it says 7 and 8mm? That's what you crimp spark plug ends on with. So I've had this a long time. Well, it works pretty good too. It kind of works backwards from what you think. You want the open end toward the male end on your right side. It seems to curl the edges in a little better. Let's see what that is and go order some plugs. So if you want to do this yourself, I got these firewire things from Crane, but I guess I could use those. I think I got enough of this to pull this off. Pay no attention to that part number. So this is what you end up with. This is the spark plug end, and oh yeah, I just ordered some spark plugs. I learned that the ones that were given me through my old friends were in the old place are several heat ranges too cold, and that's one of the reasons they look so gunky. Okay, back to this. So I got to prise this off and reuse it, and I'll show you what the end looks like in just a second. I'm going to have to make this a 2 or 3 parter. This is going on and on. Like everything else, it just unfolds. Just got a message from Mick, and he's heading back to the Musty Paradise down there. So I'm looking forward to getting reports on that. I'd love to go down there and do some work, electrical work, but I just can't do it. So anyway, we'll do it later though. I gave him some advice on maybe just change that one outlet there at the washer and dryer. Maybe he'll get his own channel one of these days and show what's going on. I kind of wish I could just beam down there and do all this work and come back. I'd love to make that place safer. The outlets are getting a little rickety. Okay, back to this. Okay, it's tripod time again. Okay, let's get a little production value going here. All right, so what I got here is, in some circumstance, you want to put this on first. In this circumstance, I don't think we really can. So I'm going to try to seal glide. You got to have seal glide. You got to have this to kind of pull the little things out. You need to have some needle nose pliers. These will do fine. And kind of straighten these out. If you want to save these ends, I recommend that you do if you got older ones, because newer ones are made out of some kind of oriental steel that doesn't thrill me. Okay, and so you strip back about this much of the wire. You kind of feather it out a little bit, and you roll it back over the spark plug. See, now that's, pay no attention to what that is, okay? And then you go up here and you push it to where you get just a little of the meat, the yellow meat, up here past there. And then, like I said, you get your tool and you go at it like this. What is this tool? No, let's not get it. Oh, it's Taiwan. So, okay, so that's a good sign. And you just press them in as hard as you can. And it ain't gonna be beautiful, but it don't gotta be beautiful. Okay. And you want to grab it closer to the end so it'll grab. You're not gonna be pulling on, you know. Sometimes I kind of, spark plugs or ends are kind of overdone, but that's pretty good right there. We'll take that. And then might as well leave the cap off of that. Get your seal glide going. Put a little bit here, a little bit there, and then it'll slide on up that way. And we'll see. See, it'll just, I don't know if I was in frame here. Let's go back and do it again. So if you got enough seal glide in there, boy, it's gotten windy. Okay, it'll just slide in. And you got to put this thing in the right way. You can't see in there, but you want to make sure that you get that as straight as possible in there. See, there's, I don't know if you can see it, there's the little end where it goes in. Now, I generally will put a little bit of this on there so when I bind it up, it keeps the spark plug wire separate. You can do this anytime. This is split harness stuff, so not a big deal. So this has got to go on 15 more times. Not a big problem. So just kind of stick that there. So there's that end. Now, the other thing you will discover too, that when you buy spark plug wires, you will find that a lot of them are entirely too flippin' long. I measured this one carefully. Look how much waste there is. There's what, 8 inches that I really don't need, and it's going to be fine. Shorter wires, as long as you're not fouling up against the exhaust manifold or anything, and you can still remedy that with a little aluminum foil. It's not a big thing. So anyway, you can generally make them shorter, make your engine bay look a little better, and that is, of course, number 1. Eins. So get your tape and make yourself a little number 1, and we can look back on the tape and see where that is. Don't forget this, because as you get closer to the back of the engine, of course, you will learn that they get a little bit shorter. And see, if I would have used the one thing I had on the spool, I would have only been able to make 1 wire. I make 2 wires out of it now. This stuff's $4 a foot, whatever this stuff is. I hope you didn't notice. Okay, let's do something else. Let's put I'll do a couple of these, and then I'll be all worn out doing this, and then we'll go back to the distributor. This is also a fabulous time to find out if that is going to fit your cap. And yeah, that's going to snap on there good. I wouldn't do it right now. Oh, That's going to snap on there just dandy. They generally do. That's a nice spark plug end. And so that's going to be fine. Don't snap it on there because it's hell to get off. So anyway, that's a good thing to double check. And if you want to, I mean, well, it's going to fit the spark plug. I mean, generally they do. So just a little joke there, I guess. I don't really know where I was going with that, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so the ohm, turn my meter off. The ohm ratings were not very even. 11.665, 11.7, 11.7.5. Not very good. So it was time to do that. So I made every spark plug wire, numbered them and everything. So all them yellow things you see are brand new spark plug wires. Sparking wires, as I like to call them. And so we're going to end it here, only because I think I want to do a separate video on the assembly of this and not have it get lost in a big long video like this. So we're going to put all this together tomorrow. I am losing my voice. I think I have a fever, and I really just don't feel well at all, and I just want to go inside. So I'll be okay. I'll be all right. So give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll be around in a day or two and get this thing going. I'm glad to find the spark plug wires were somewhat uneven. That's a lot of trouble. Kind of, you know, you just got to look stuff up yourself. You know, when it comes to parts, just got to look. There's so many. You know, the world is at your fingertips, and there's so much information out there, and nobody knows much, and it's kind of, sometimes it bothers me. But we're going to get them, aren't we? We're not going to let that happen to us. Don't let that happen to you. So we'll talk later. See, I did the jets in that, so I won't have to worry about that anymore. And that's about as big as that's going to go for a 650 CFM. I'm not going to go any more big jetting other than that. All right. It's kind of weird out there, don't it? Anybody need a carpet? It's indoor, outdoor, and it's in my way, so I'll put it outdoors. Pineapples? It was given to me. I didn't buy it. I swear I didn't.